chief guest, my minister, Minister of Finance for the state, or respected Mr. Telanagana garu, other guests of honor, distinguished members of the CFO forum. Good evening to all of you. When Rajni came and asked me to participate in this event, he said that you may have to speak for about 5 minutes. And I told him, you can't give a bureaucrat a mic and say that you speak only for 5 minutes. So, I do have some things to say. It's actually a message, so please bear with me. It's going to take more than 5 minutes. We all know, and Ravi has also been talking about it, that the role of the CFO has actually been changing from a traditional officer who's responsible mainly to take care of accounts, counting the pennies, where to cut some money, and very tedious and boring kind of a job in the past. So they say that when the spouse of a CFO can't fall asleep at night, she'll turn to her partner and say, "Honey, please tell me about your day." That's how you fall asleep. So that's how the situation was in the past. But the attention mainly used to be on cost cutting. Where do you save money? Being in the finance department, so I can kind of empathize with the CFOs on the traditional roles which were there, and how those things are changing. They say that there was a CEO who gave a party in his house, and everybody came to the poolside party, and she showed the swimming pool where the swimming pool was full of crocodiles, and the CEO tells all his executives that anybody who jumps into the pool and crosses to the other side, I'm going to make him the CEO. I'll resign my job and I'll make him the CEO. And everybody laughs. They know it's not going to happen, so they all pass the pool back to their drinks, and suddenly they hear a loud splash, and you see that the CFO is in the pool and is desperately swimming across. And he avoids all the alligators, and he gets across on the other side just in time before the last alligator snaps at his foot. And then the CEO is, amazed. He says, "I have to keep up my promise. I have to make you the CEO." So he says, "Damn the CEO position. Tell me who pushed me inside the pool." So that's, being from the finance department, we kind of empathize with that. But I think in recent years, the role of the CEO has evolved very significantly, and traditionally being viewed as the financial gatekeeper, the role of the CFO has expanded and evolved to a strategic partner advisor to the CEO. In a report released by McKinsey, it's 88% of 164 CFOs surveyed reported that the CEOs expected them to be more active participants in shaping the strategy for their organizations. And half of them also indicated that the CEOs counted on them to challenge the company's strategy, not just looking at the financial side. And I also strongly believe that the CFO of tomorrow should be a big picture thinker, and Ravi's been talked about it, rather than the detail-oriented, outspoken rather than reserved, and prefer to delegate rather than be hands-on. Emphasize what gets done rather than how things are done, and make collaborative rather than unilateral decisions. The CFO must serve as the financial authority in the organization, ensuring the integrity of fiscal data and modeling transparency and accountability. The CFO is a much part of governance and oversight as the CEO, playing a fundamental role in the development and critique of the strategic choices that the companies make. In the present days of complete disclosure and investor protection, the CFO is expected to be a key player in stockholder education and communication, and is clearly seen as a leader and team builder who sets the financial agenda for the organization, supports the CEO directly, and provides accurate advice to the board of directors. The duties of a modern CFO now straddle the traditional areas of financial stewardship and the more progressive areas of strategic and business leadership, with direct responsibility and oversight of operations. This role-based transformation is very significant, especially as there is plenty of evidence to show that the CFOs in many organizations are actually the CEO in waiting. But a review of the corporate world that the CFO presides over is not very encouraging. The 10th Biennial India Fraud Survey Report 2010 reveals that 81% of the companies surveyed feel that financial statement fraud is the biggest threat in India. It's a large number, 81%. And a 2014 study by Asocham and Grant Thornton revealed that financial frauds in the Indian corporate sector rose by over 45% in the last 2 years. This is 2014, a very recent survey. And most of the frauds rose out of corruption, money laundering, tax evasion, window dressing, financial reporting fraud, and bribery due to weaknesses in internal controls, scarcity of resources, and overriding powers of the senior management. An area of serious concern is the fact that around 71% of the survey respondents believed that incidents of fraud would continue to rise over the next 5 years. And this is really, really scary, and highlighted bribery and corruption and regulatory non-compliance as the top frauds they had experienced in the past 2 years. Union Minister Jayant Sinha termed financial fraud as a lethal parasite to the Indian economy and requested immediate reporting of such instances to help the probe agencies crack these cases. This high risk of potential financial fraud also appears to be dissuading global companies from investing in India.